Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review for Tower of God Chapter 397, or Season 2, Episode 317. This one's probably going to be shorter than the past few, because the chapter was a bit shorter than the past few. Still a bit to talk about though. This one was really hype and exciting like the rest have been. I'm loving this arc already, and I've basically talked about that every week, how I've loved everything for a while now. I thought the entirety of the hidden floor was good. I mean, it started off on the weaker side but still good, and it just got even better from there until eventually we get to this point afterward where things are just really great every week. But to discuss some things starting from the beginning. So from the beginning, we learned that Drac just woke up, so they're probably not going to be on the battlefield immediately. Dorian goes to be the one to stop the train. Bon tells Andrasi, Rak, Misang, and Hakni that they're going and they're going to take Kun and escape to the station, but it's going to be super dangerous, so they don't have to go if they don't want to, but they're all super loyal, so of course they're going to. And at the same time, Sachi, Boro, Barrow, and Irure are going to escape first as a distraction. So everybody goes after them as they're escaping to the station, and that should hopefully provide cover so that Bomb's group can kind of take a more secretive path to get to the station. And once they're all there, they won't be totally safe, but they'll be relatively safe because they'll be up against regulars, and they can much more easily handle regulars than rankers. Because they probably can't handle rankers. I mean, maybe if it's like one ranker and they all team up, then maybe? But even then, it seems a little bit... I don't know. They're not quite there yet, I guess. But either way, we see So-young pleading with ryu-ahn over the pocket to not close the gate. Dorian shows up to stop the train, and Dorian's tank hammer thing is really, really cool. It was like... something's well, but either way, it's really, really, really cool. I love the creativity behind it too, and that it's a Shinwei tank or whatever, but it looks like a badass mirror hammer thing. It's really, really cool. I don't really like Dorian's design as much, personally, but the tank itself is at least really cool. So they use mucus to gunk up the train. Then Leffy slaughtered all the station soldiers outside of the control room and asks ryu-ahn a question. Ryu-ahn hesitates and is then killed by a curse, so I'm left to assume that that is Levy's power. And it's a pretty OP power, which is probably why Zahard would want that as an ally to sponsor him. But at the same time, it's more of a rules-based power, and it's not really something based on strength or anything, so as long as Bon doesn't hesitate, or if there's no effect on giving the wrong answers or something, Bon could probably take him physically. So it's all about not hesitating, because hesitation equals death, apparently. Then he begins to close the gate, so while ryu-ahn tells Purapo to open the doors, he reluctantly agrees. White pops out and just absolutely erases two of the rankers and the mucus so that the train can continue onward to the station. So the two we killed were Knife, I believe was the one's name, and the other was like H23 or HL23, something like that, one of the robotic ones. So they just got completely wiped out, like out of existence from what we saw by White's attack. White looks badass. He is a very cool looking and pretty man. He also, I love the way he has Albelda's little bang fluff going on in the front. So all of that was good, and that was basically it, yeah. So either way, also we don't really know where Beta and ryu-ahn are fitting into this, but I feel like they're going with Bomb's group. Beta might end up going with Team B, but I feel like those two will probably go with Bomb's group, Group A, but I'm not sure. So some blog information. Siu says that ryu-ahn is temporarily in the Kun role, also bringing up how guides are super, super important. Like, there's a huge significance to princesses each, or 13-month princesses at least. I don't know if it's every princess. I think it's just the 13-month ones. But 13-month princesses getting guides to go with them. There's big significance to that. And he's like, even if Yuri kind of chews out and makes fun of Evan a lot, he's not really somebody to be messed with lightly. And we know that already because he's, I don't know if he's exactly rank 100, but he's around rank 100-ish. So he's one of the strongest people, or at least the rankings kind of also depend on influence, and being a guide probably adds a lot. The combination of strength and influence, he's one of the strongest in the tower. He also says that White still currently isn't complete. I guess he needs to suck up some more souls before that can happen. But he says that White's not currently complete, and that technically right now White is classified as a regular, but he has a high ranker's power. So the best way I saw people describing it was like, oh, so he's basically like a pro player in a game using a Smurf account to pretend he's a newbie. So that's kind of what White is. And CU even says in the blog that this could completely demolish the ecosystem of the tower just as much as any irregular could destroy the ecosystem. So right now White is really operating outside the bounds. They already were because of the soul powers that are cursed and given by a demon. But being a regular with a high ranker's power, they're really breaking all the rules right now. Also, that means if White went into the station, they wouldn't be able to be touched by any of the rankers, and they could just absorb the souls of all the pathetic little regulars on the station like it was nothing. So White currently is like a huge danger to the good guys, despite working with them. A huge danger to them still. So some thoughts as a whole for me. I think that Dorian's pretty cool. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of the design. It's not bad though. I think the weapon is really cool, and their powers have the potential to be really cool. How they control the frogs with the anima. I like how they had all the eyes staring out of the tank looking around, and then of course they used the tongues and the mucus. That was all cool. So I really like So-young too. Like I've said before, So-young could continue on with Bomb's group. I don't see that happening, but it's totally a possibility. It could happen, since they're technically irregular. There's still a lot of hype going on for what's going to be happening next from me. We got Tank Top ryu-ahn, which is a rare ryu-ahn. White is completely badass. He is so freaking cool. It kind of sucks though. Kind of sucks for David, Anna, and Vicente. Is it Vincente or Vicente? I think it's just Vicente. But it sucks for those three because they didn't really get a choice in this. They're kind of still trapped within their brother's soul or whatever. Maybe they have some sort of influence like Albelda/Clone does, but we don't really know that. So yeah, they're kind of trapped within him still. So those three, I don't know. Maybe this isn't such a happy ending or a cool thing for them, but either way, it was really cool and badass. Tons of great art, and that's mostly what it was about. It wasn't a big info-heavy chapter or anything, but I still thought it was great. It was so fun. So with that in mind, I'm giving it 9 frog hammers out of 10. It was really cool. It was really fun. And yeah, I guess there's not really too much deep to say about it, because like I said, it wasn't a really dialogue or reveal heavy chapter or anything. So yeah, that's it. I'm excited for the future. If you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of this chapter and what you thought of my thoughts on it. Subscribe for more Tower of God, much more on the channel. Be sure to watch the Haku &A that's probably going to be up Thursday, I hope. So yeah, be sure to watch that if you want some more discussion on some older-ish comments. I'm not really behind on answering comments as much anymore. I still have some more to answer, obviously. But I'm going to be doing Haku &As weekly now on Thursdays. So basically, I'm a little bit behind on the ones I'm including in this week's, but it's going to be mostly, nearly all Tower of God, really. There's going to be definitely important updates for the channel there, too. So there's going to be that. And then as I catch up with doing Haku &As weekly, I'll start adding in more and more to catch up. Like this week's will probably be in next week's Haku &A. This week's comments will. Other than that, I guess follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel or talk to you there. And if you want a link to our Discord server to talk to me or more of us on Discord, then just ask and I'll give you a link to the server. So that's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.